Hello there and welcome to Iron Pod, proudly brought to you by Ghana Community Network Services, also Ghana Oil Company Limited and WESTBLUE Consulting. Media partner is a Business and Financial Times. And people, this week is a big week for those in the port industry because the 39th Conference and Council meeting of the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa, PMOCA, is going to be held here in Accra, and already delegates, about 350 delegates from 22 countries in Western Central Africa, as well as other affiliated organizations, are all, about 9 of them, are all going to be in Accra. They've started coming in for that particular conference. Very big to think about how to manage lands within the port space. You've heard about port expansion here and there within the region. They are going to talk about how to effectively manage port lands. And this is a big deal because the Vice President will be there and all the heads of ports in these regions are all going to be there. If you are a stakeholder and if you are interested, please, you are being urged to be there. It's happening at the Shippers Authority or Shippers House of the Ghana Shippers Authority. It begins very, very early. Take a listen. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority will be hosting the 39th Annual Council Meeting and Conference of the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa, PMOCA, at the Shippers House of the Ghana Shippers Authority from Monday 30th of July to Thursday 2nd of August 2018. PMOCA is a sub-regional intergovernmental economic organization made up of 22 regular member ports and 9 associate members, including landlocked countries and maritime organizations, all located along the western central coast of the African continent, stretching from Mauritania to Angola. Ahead of the 39th Annual Council Meeting and Conference, the Acting Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, who incidentally is the immediate past Secretary General of the Association, says the event will bring together the international maritime port community.
So far we have about 15 Director Generals of member ports of Western Central Africa that have confirmed that they are going to participate. And then we have the ports of Tangier in Morocco coming. We have Rotterdam coming. We have Antwerp coming. We have experts coming from France.
He said issues of management of port lands vis-a-vis best practices would be discussed to see how best port authorities can optimize land use in their various port environments.
In the light of the growing needs for land, where there is serious competition between municipality and urban needs of land and the port that needs land for trade and port business development. In some countries, there are challenges there's conflict between municipality and port authority. In other places, the port authority finds itself leasing out land to private operators to a point where the port itself now lacks the resource to be able to develop into much more port business.
Michael Luguje said the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is a guest of honor, will be opening the conference. Exhibitors from across the world that provide services for ports would be exhibiting their various services. So there's assurance from the leadership of the port industry that this event is a place to be if you want to see the port industry grow.
And I will entreat everybody who is attending the conference to be present latest by 8 a.m. so that we can start on time. We don't want to disappoint our Vice President, who is very time conscious. Welcome to the conference. Be there in your numbers. Take advantage of the wider port community coming from across the world and learn from their rich experiences.
So obviously, if you play within this industry of ports business, then this week all roads are leading to the Shippers House of the Ghana Shippers Authority in Accra, beginning the 30th of July to the 2nd of August. That's supposed to be on Thursday. Also coming up on the 25th of August, that's a Saturday, there's going to be a mega congress by the alumni of the Regional Maritime University, a very big event for all the folks who have been to Regional Maritime University. It's about time to think big about RMU and also think big about the maritime industry. They are inviting all and sundry to be
Congress. The Executive Council of the Regional Maritime University Alumni Association wishes to inform all alumni, both young and old, that the Mega Congress of the RMU Alumni Association will come off as follows. Date: Saturday, 25th August 2018. Time: 10 o'clock a.m. Venue: African Unity Auditorium, Regional Maritime University. Come, let us share ideas to build a better and stronger alumni association, to contribute our quota towards the growth of the Regional Maritime University, as well as make positive impact on maritime affairs and the maritime sector in general. Come, let us socialize and network with old friends, as well as make new friends. Side attraction: cultural music and dance by a renowned cultural troupe in Accra. Refreshment abounds. Come one, come all. RSVP: Engineer Theodore Mensah, President, 024-2346-451. Captain Catherine Hazel, General Secretary, 0266-457793.
So let's move away from the special programs and events that are coming geared towards improving the industry, that's the port, maritime and sea trade industry, to some very one-on-one, business-to-business engagement by those who play within this big industry. And the Acting Director General of Ghana's Ports and Harbours Authority, since assuming office, has been engaging relevant stakeholders of the Port Authority one-on-one to acquaint himself and also familiarize with the business they do. This week, he went to the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority.
The Acting Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, has paid a familiarization visit to the Ghana Revenue Authority in Accra, where he engaged with the Commissioner General Emmanuel Kofi Inti, Commissioner of Customs Isaac Crensel, and Commissioner of Domestic Tax Kwesi Jima Asante. Michael Luguje acknowledged the need for effective collaboration between the Customs Division of GRA and the Port Authority to facilitate trade and also generate the needed government revenue.
At the end of the day, in countries where there isn't good collaboration between the port and customs, at the end of the day, it affects revenue itself. It affects revenue because whatever would be of interest to customs, Port Authority people think, well, this is customs, leave them to manage. If they haven't seen it, let it go. And then the same way, vice versa. But in countries where there's been closer collaboration between customs and the Port Authority, you see more harmony and more growth and more revenue generation.
Michael Luguje also averred that measures need to be taken to facilitate transshipment trade when the Tema Port expansion project is completed.
And with the port expansion that we're having, we're going to need bigger ships to come to our port and then drop all their containers in our port, which will then be distributed by smaller ships to neighboring ports. To do that, that is the question of transshipment that comes in. And I think in a lot of countries, transshipment has not been efficient without customs understanding the principle and providing the needed framework and enabling environment.
Commissioner of Customs Isaac Crensel said his outfit is doing everything possible to ensure that the country doesn't lose revenue through diverted transit goods, and urged GPHA to include the Customs Division of GRA in the formulation of policy for transshipment trade.
To find another way to circumvent the process. So when we put our head together and we move together, not maybe one doing it and telling the other that is what we are doing, but together we put our resources and then ensure that we put a stop in this transit. It's a problem.
Commissioner General of Ghana Revenue Authority, Emmanuel Kofi Inti, thanked the Director General for the visit and assured that they are ready to work with the Port Authority to achieve efficiency at the ports and increase revenue.
We are grateful for your coming, and we've set a new pace and a new page. We want to work together on the new pace and the new page.
Michael Luguje was later taken on a tour of the various departments of the Ghana Revenue Authority, where he was briefed about duties of the departments.
So after seeing the customs, the Director General also visited very key partners that include the Ghana Community Network Services, GCNET, as well as WESTBLUE Consulting and IBISTEK, those under whose umbrella we have Atlantis Terminal as well as TAKORADI Container Terminal, TACOTEL.
The Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael LUGUJE, continued his courtesy visits to management of the Ghana Community Network Services (GCNET), who are providing IT solutions to government. The GPHA boss commended GCNET for the services it is providing to ensure trade facilitation in Ghana.
Many countries that later introduced single windows, Togo, Benin, and the rest, they all came to learn from here first. They all learned from here first. And when at the time they were negotiating with Bureau Veritas and the rest, they had your experience to share, and in order to help them develop, strengthen their own system.
Michael LUGUJE urged them to assist the port community to tackle the issue of transit cargoes that are being diverted into the Ghanaian market by unscrupulous importers.
We look forward to really finding ways to improve the tracking system, so that if we have that solution, then we wouldn't have the kind of challenges we are having.
The executive chairman of GCNET, Dr. Norte Omabo, disclosed that GCNET is keen on collaborating with GPHA to improve trading activities in Ghana.
This opportunity to work in collaboration, with tried, tested, professionals in the area of, maritime trade and port administration. And so we are very keen, to deepen our ties.
He said GCNET is striving to resolve all the challenges facing the transit cargo tracking system to the benefit of the country.
We are taking extremely active steps to come out with solutions, that should bring an end, to this concern.
The Acting Director General of GPHA, accompanied by the General Manager, Marketing and Corporate Affairs, Esther Jebidonko, and other management members and staff of GPHA, were taking round some IT installations of GCNET.
As part of his familiarization tour, the acting DG of GPHA, Michael LUGUJE, paid a courtesy call on the management and workers of WESTBLUE Consultants, who are the technical support providers for Customs Division of GRA. The CEO of WESTBLUE Consultant, Mark Ado, congratulated the acting DG and assured him that WESTBLUE will continue to partner the ports, offer the best of services to port users.
We are very happy that you have come back to serve, and we look forward to working with you and your team to ensure that we provide some of the best solutions for our port and to be a world-class port down the line. That's what we are all hoping for, working towards.
The General Manager for WESTBLUE Consult, Aminu Utman, explained to the acting DG the level of progress made on the ongoing paperless clearance project thus far.
If you want to facilitate trade, you have to reward the compliant traders and place emphasis on the non-compliant ones. Now, what we've also done is to look at the throughput and then look at the resources available. Is there a way you can increase throughput without not necessarily increasing the human resources? So you focus more on the non-compliant ones while you facilitate the compliant traders.
The acting DG highlighted that though the port is investing in physical infrastructure, it is equally committed to processes that would effectively facilitate cargo movements. The DG advised that there is the need for GPHA to work with IT solutions providers like WESTBLUE to ensure trade facilitation.
The main concern was also that they think there's a need for very close collaboration among stakeholders, Port Authority and Customs, and of course those of you handling the single window, so that we try and make the system such that there can't be any gap that any importer or exporter can explore.
Absolutely.
Because the point is that once they notice that, okay, there's a weak link, they'll take advantage of that. And then by the time you realize all the effort you've put in building a system, it is being questioned.
IBISTEK CROWLEY, the parent company of TAKORADI Container Terminal and Atlantis Terminal Services, which is a 370 million on-dock multi-purpose container terminal currently undergoing construction at the port of TAKORADI, were also excited to welcome the new acting DG of GPHA, Michael LUGUJE. Chairman of IBISTEK CROWLEY, Lawyer Kwame Jan, briefed Michael LUGUJE and his team on the concession agreements between GPHA and IBISTEK, which led to the construction of the TAKORADI Container Terminal and an off-dock terminal in the port of TAKORADI.
There is also the second concession that IBISTEK has with GPHA, which is the container and multi-purpose terminal concession. For IBISTEK to develop with GPHA a new container and multi-purpose terminal with berths of -16 and general purpose terminal of -14.
Michael Luguje commended IBISTEK for their investment into the expansion of the port of Takoradi.
For many investors in port business, they always want Tema because the volumes are bigger from here. So to get an investor that has that vision and trust that they can risk to start something in Takoradi, I think that is really commendable. We are very grateful for that.
He assured IBISTEK that GPHA will remain a trusted partner.
It's only natural that we support you, work closely with you, because the concern has always been how do we get Takoradi up to a point where it can be a competitor to Tema, such that port users can choose to go to Takoradi, knowing that they are going to have the same kind of service in terms of quality. And then as we grow the economy of Takoradi and that entire region, it will also get to a point where its own captive cargo can run the port.
The General Manager, Marketing and Corporate Affairs of GPHA, Esther J.B. Donko, said the construction of the multi-purpose terminal in Takoradi goes a long way to demonstrate that local companies, when given the opportunity, can play a role in the port development sector.
Initially, whatever we can do to support them to stand on their feet, so that it doesn't turn around to defeat the good intentions that we had, that our own local person or investor can also make it happen as the foreigners do.
So the Acting Director General moved away from the Greater Accra region and hit straight to the Western region, and over there he first of all paid courtesy call on the Omanhene, or the Paramount Chief of ESSIKADO traditional area, Nana Kwabena Nketia the Fifth, and also engaged some stakeholders.
The GPHA boss finally called on the Paramount Chief of ESSIKADO traditional area in the Western region, Nana Kwabena Nketia the Fifth, as part of his visits to the port of Takoradi.
At any given time, we have to give honor to the owner of the land on which our port is situated.
Nana Kwabena Nketia the Fifth pledged his support to the Director General and his management staff. As part of his visits to the port of Takoradi, the Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority also met with private stakeholders in the port and maritime sector in the Western region. He assured them that GPHA is committed to providing the enabling environment for them to grow their businesses and invest more in the country.
I can only assure you that as a port authority, we are going to play the role expected of us. We are going to ensure infrastructure, basic infrastructure that is within our means is developed. The enabling environment is created for each one of us to be able to operate and achieve the objectives set within our respective mandates.
The stakeholders pledged their unflinching support to the Director General and the Port Authority as he interacted with several multinational companies there.
After those engagements, the Director General met with the port of Takoradi staff and also toured certain facilities within that port.
Management of Ghana's Ports and Harbours Authority crowned the Director General's visits to Takoradi with a derba to address management and staff of the port of Takoradi. The Acting Director General said he is going to work with the staff as a team to grow the organization. He assured the workers that he operates an open door policy and always ready to listen to them while encouraging them to work hard to grow the organization.
All of us are important. All of us matter. Our ideas count. Let's keep that level. Let's work hard at that level and make sure we can move forward. We can justify our presence.
The Director General then toured some facilities of the port of Takoradi to assess their current state of their operations. The Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael Luguje, as part of his visits to the port of Takoradi, called on management of ZEAL Environmental, a company which provides environmental management services at that port. Michael Luguje commended the organization for its efficiency.
I think waste treatment, very efficient treatment, so that it can be safely disposed of without any harm to the environment or human health, is critical. And that is what ZEAL is helping us do here. But I think ZEAL's concept is a bit more visionary.
General Manager for ZEAL Environmental said they are even ready to go beyond Ghana with its services.
The port of Senegal, we tried there, the port of La Côte d'Ivoire, the port of Douala, we've gone all those places. They don't have what we have here. So please, we will plead with you to consider introducing us to some of your colleagues that we left in your office in Nigeria, to market it, to create awareness that there's a facility here that could provide services in conformity with the MAPOR Treaty and also best industrial standards.
The DG was later taken on tour of some facilities at the TAKORADI container terminal TACOTEL as part of his visit to the TAKORADI port.
Iron Port returns right after the break. Stay with us. It's here again. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority is hosting this year's 39th Annual Council Meeting, Conference and Exhibition of the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa, PMOCA. Date 30th of July to the 2nd of August 2018. Venue, Shippers House of the Ghana Shippers Authority in Accra, Ghana. Guest of honor, His Excellency the Vice President of the Republic, Alhaji Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Interested participants and relevant stakeholders are cordially invited.
And I will entreat everybody who is attending the conference to be present latest by 8 a.m. so that we can start on time. We don't want to disappoint our Vice President, who is very time conscious. Welcome to the conference. Be there in your numbers. Take advantage of the wider port community coming from across the world and learn from their rich experiences.
Hello. Good morning. This is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SAT Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Mama, what's going on? Get it right? I mean, how?
Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here in a simpler, faster and cost-effective way. Single window, the only way to Ghana's economic growth is in our hands.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Fraud alert. GPHA does not auction. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority wishes to inform the general public that the authority does not buy and sell on internet platforms and does not auction cars and other items in and around the port. Beware of fraudsters who claim to auction cars and other items in the ports and defraud people in the process. For further information, contact tema@ghanaports.net or call +233 303 202 758. Beware of fraudsters. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Eye on Port, and this week you are being reminded of the ongoing 39th council meeting as well as conference and exhibition of PMOCA, that's the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa, currently going on at the Shippers House of the Ghana Shippers Authority. Next up are news and activities that are happening in and around the port and maritime industry. Local first.
Ghana's leading oil marketing company, GOIL, has organized a health awareness program for commercial drivers at the Amasaman lorry station. The health awareness program is part of GOIL's Switch to GOIL campaign, which is aimed at rewarding patrons of GOIL products with prizes such as lunch, scholarships, and land, among others. There was a free health screening for drivers who were advised to visit the hospital for frequent checkups. GOIL believes the exercise will reduce the spate of road accidents in the country. Head of Health, Safety, Security and Environment at GOIL, Martin Otu-Davis, said the program is to equip drivers and road users with basic knowledge about their health and well-being to improve their consciousness to further reduce the rate of road accidents in the country.
We are doing this and then trying to go a step ahead to ensure that we do health screening for them. You know, we do eye tests, we do diabetic checks, you know, high blood pressure checks and everything for these people to ensure that, you know, they stay healthy and then, you know, become, you know, good drivers and avoid, you know, this kind of accidents that can happen.
The commercial drivers were encouraged to adhere to safety regulations at fueling stations.
International port news are next.
The Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA) has suspended the shipping services of Maersk Line, COSCO Shipping, and 2 other shipping firms for 10 days, effective July 14th. Namely, the Danish and Chinese shipping giants, along with APS and Lansao, were served with a suspension after an investigation by NPA showed that the companies failed to comply with the directive to acquire and operate holding bays. According to NPA, the shipping firms have either failed to utilize their holding bays at all or did not have adequate capacity to handle the volume of containers that they deal with. The second quarterly report from the ICC International Maritime Bureau shows that the number of crew members taken hostage increased from 63 in the first half of 2017 to 102 in the first half of 2018. The report says that all 2018 crew kidnappings have so far taken place in the Gulf of Guinea in 6 separate incidents. A total of 107 incidents were reported to the IMB Piracy Reporting Center during the 6-month period. In total, 69 vessels were boarded, with 23 attempted attacks, 11 vessels fired upon, and 4 vessels hijacked. No vessels were reported as hijacked in the second quarter. COSCO Shipping Lines confirmed that it has been hit by a cyber attack impacting its internet connection within its offices in America. As such, local email and network telephones were not working properly, and the company decided to shut down the connections with other regions for further investigation. The Chinese shipping and logistics company said that its vessels were not impacted and its main business operation systems were performing steadily.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Schedules of vessels sitting in the port, those coming to the fishing harbour, those at Anchorage, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate are all next. So that should be it for this week's special edition of Eye on Pod. We thank you for watching the program, and we also urge you that if you're interested in the industry, you have to be heading to the Shippers House of the Ghana Shippers Authority in Accra for the 39th annual conference and meeting, as well as exhibition of the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa, PMOCA. Thanks to the entire crew for supporting this program, and this edition I dedicate particularly to all the interns who have been helping ever since they vacated from school. I have to say a big thank you to Lawrence Gezi and Belinda Deke, very wonderful national service personnel. I'm sure they should be given the national best national service award. Those folks have really done well, and they've helped tremendously. They are also very, very good. Also, some of the attachment folks from the universities across the country who have visited us, all of them, we are very happy with the work you've done with us. Ronald, MFA, Nam, Vanessa, and Juliana, all of them have been very, very grateful. Particular thanks also go to the executive producers of this program, Madam Abna Sewa Opoku Fosu and Madam Esther Jebidonko. Thanks for watching.